Hello, third graders. It has been a long time since I've had a chance to talk to you. It's been about 2 months since I've seen your faces, and I am so happy to be back with all of you. I'm just sad that it's not actually in person and that it has to be over the computer. Hopefully, we'll be able to come back to school at some point this year. But if not, we will make the best of the situation and we will do our best and still interact and have a chance to talk with each other and learn together. So, today I want to walk you through how to get started with your online learning. And as we go, if you have questions, you or your parents can reach out to me and I will do my best to help you out. We are all in this together, and there will definitely be some bumps along the way. And we will have some things to figure out, but we will do our best. And keep in mind that I'm not used to recording myself when I'm teaching, so this is going to be new for me as well. So I may not do everything perfectly, and I may stumble upon my words here and there, but we'll do our best. So let's get started. So I'm going to minimize myself in the corner so that we can focus on having you take a look at the screen here. Um, Many of you may not have used Clever at home before, so I wanted to walk you through the steps to log in so that you know what to expect with that. So over here on the screen, you'll see the Clever login information. You have a paper copy of this at home as well, so you should have your information. But just in case you don't know where yours is, I have it listed here. So if you have a laptop or a computer, you're going to want to make sure you're using Google Chrome as your browser. And you can ask your families to help you make sure that that's the browser you're using. You'll want to go to mentorschools.net first. And when you go to mentorschools.net, you will click on the Students tab. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so that you guys can see what that would look like. Let me just do something really quick. Okay, there we go. Now you'll still be able to see me and I won't keep disappearing. Okay, so in the Mentor Schools website, if you see all of these different tabs, you can click on Students and you'll go to Clever. You'll want to go to login with Google. And if this is the first time that you've done this, you're going to be prompted to enter your Google email address and password. Now, when I click on it, it's going to direct me right into my Clever page because I have used Clever on this computer already, so I don't need to keep logging in. So I won't be able to show you how that works, but I am going to choose my account. I've used my school account and this is my home account. So if your family uses Google for multiple accounts, you'll have to choose your account once you've done it once in order to log in. But the first time you do it, when you log in with Google, they're going to ask you to enter your email account. Remember, your student ID number, your 6-digit student ID number is what you'll type in first at students.mentorschools.org. That's your email address. And then when prompted for your password, you will enter your password, and that is going to be your first initial with a capital letter, your last initial with a lowercase letter, period, and then your 5-digit lunch pin. That's also listed on your Clever page that was sent home in the packet recently. If you do not have this information, if you have lost it, please email me and I will get it to you. That's what you would do. And then once you get in, you'll be on your Clever page. This is the districts page here. And you'll want to go to Mrs. D'Alessandro's page because that's where you can see all of the resources that we use. If you are going on Clever with a tablet or an iPad, it's going to be a little bit different. So you're going to install the Clever app on your tablet. And then once you open the app, you'll select, you'll have to type in Mentor Exempted Village School District. Once you do that, you'll go to log in with Google. You'll have to apologize. Being at home, you may hear my kids in the background. I have my 2.5-year-old at home and my 2-month-old baby, so sometimes you may hear them coming in and out of the room. Anyways, I apologize. So you'll log in with Google once you have typed in Mentor Exempted Village School District and chosen that. And then you'll do the same thing. You'll type in your school email address and your school password, and you should be in your Clever account at that point. So once on Clever, you're going to want to go to Google Classroom. That is how you'll get into your Google Classroom. Now remember, before you left for spring break, your Connect teachers set up Google Classroom accounts for you as well, in case we would need to do this remote instruction. So you'll probably have several Google Classroom options to choose from. And most of the time, you're going to be going into D'Alessandro 2019-20 because that's our class. When you go, when you need to do your Connect assignments for your Connect classes, you'll choose the Google Classroom that's associated with your Connect class. So you can access your assignments two different ways. As you always do, the stream here shows the latest thing that I have shared with you, which is our March 24th assignments. Or you can go in through classwork, and you can look under the online learning tab. All of your assignments will be listed under online learning. Ignore this one here. You're going to be, you won't see this one. Yours looks different. You'll only see this one that says March 24th assignments. You'll see a note that I sent, that I posted to you, and then you'll be able to click on the document here in order to access your assignments for the day. Every day when you go on, this is what your daily assignments page is going to look like. So the page is always going to look the same. The only thing that's going to change are the links and the directions for each assignment. So it'll always look familiar to you. I want you to take note of this link up here first. Throughout the day when you're working on your assignments, if you get stuck on anything or you need some help, you're going to want to click on this link here to open this document. I'm going to be checking in on this document during the office hours of 8 to 1 every day. I will also periodically check outside of those hours as well, and I'll do my best to respond to you as soon as possible. But you're going to find your name. And I'm just going to give an example. So let's say we'll start with the first one. Since Felicity is our first student, number one, we'll pretend that I'm Felicity. If Felicity had a question for me or needed help with something, she would put her cursor in this box and she would type a question to me. She could say something like, I'm stuck on question one in the comprehension packet. Okay. And then when I see that, I can see that Felicity is having trouble and I can do my best to respond. I can respond to her. So what I'll do is I'll then highlight her note and I will delete what she wrote and I will respond to Felicity. So I will say something like, go back and read the second paragraph in the story. And then I may give her some more guidance and give her some help and tell her, where she may find the information. And then she can go back and look and see the support that I gave her, and then she can use that to help her with her work. Once Felicity has seen my help that I've given her and has worked for her, I'd ask that she or anyone else go ahead and delete that comment that I wrote so that I know that you've seen it and that it has resolved your problem. So that is what we're going to use throughout this time as communication throughout the day so I can provide support as needed. I will do my very best to respond to you throughout the time, at least during 8 to 1 quickly. And outside of that time, I will definitely respond. It may just not be as quickly. So that is how you'll use that document. So going back to your daily assignments page. So at the top here, after you submit all your work, I will review your work and I will erase this comment and I will leave a special comment for you, like great job today, keep up the good work, or I may give you some feedback. So The first day, because Miss Randy misses you so much and she has not had the opportunity to officially say goodbye, we want to give her some love and we want to let her know that we're going to miss her. So, I'd love for you to click on this link here and go to this Flipgrid page. And it's in our morning meeting Flipgrid page where you'll see this, but it is a special topic under there. You'll want to read what I wrote to you here about some ideas on what you could say to her. And then I'd love for you to click here and create a video, a little goodbye video for her. And just let her know that you're going to miss her and thank her for all of her work with the class. This is not required, but I'd love for you to do it if you get a chance, and I know that it'll make her happy. And she will respond to the videos that she gets. So that is the first thing that we'd love for you to try to do. Every day, there's going to be 3 different sections. There's going to be a morning meeting section, a reading section, and a math section to our work. Every day for morning meeting, you're going to use this link to go to Flipgrid. And you are going to log in and you'll follow the directions. And then once you respond to the question on Flipgrid with a short little video, you'll want to spend some time replying to the responses of your classmates. Because remember, we're not actually together right now. And we want to make it feel like we're together. Excuse me. So, if you respond to the question, but then no one responds to you, then it doesn't feel like we're really meeting. So I really encourage you to find at least one person a day to comment to. And please, I encourage you to look for friends in the class who may not have had any comments yet. We all know how it feels when people respond to us and people give us feedback and when people talk to us. So do me a favor, and if you see a friend that hasn't gotten any comments yet, give them a comment. Don't just comment to your close friends. So on Flipgrid here, this is going to direct you straight to Tuesday, March 24th. The morning meeting question is listed. What have you been doing since you've been home? Tell us what you've been up to. You'll go ahead and you'll click on the green circle and you'll record your response. It doesn't have to be long. Make it short and sweet if you want. Just give us a little bit of information about what life has been like for you at home so that we can feel like we're still interacting. All right. Just so you know, if you were to click on this drop-down arrow, you'll see all of the other days' morning meetings. So if you were to get behind and miss a day, you could go back and you could click on the day before and respond to that meeting from the day before. Just keep in mind that if you do respond to a meeting question from a previous day, you may not get comments and responses from people because they will have moved on to the next day. So your best bet is to try really hard to stay up with this each day so that you can interact with the class the way that we would if we were together in person. Okay, once you have finished this activity, over here in the box to the right, you're just going to type in done so that I know that you have finished it. I will be able to take a look at this document and see that you've finished, and then I'll also be able to look on Flipgrid to see that you actually left a comment. Okay, so reading on the first day, you're going to get out that packet that you got. In fact, I forgot to tell you, this is one of the difficulties of teaching through video is trying to remember the things that I wanted to share. I did want to show you the materials that you were going to need for today's lessons. You are going to need that comprehension packet that you were given right before spring break that had some work in it in case we were in this situation. So if you go over here, I'm going to show you, these are the materials that you're going to need today for your lessons. You're going to need a device, obviously, your clever login information, pencil and eraser, your poetry folder, the comprehension passages packet that you were given right before break, and your math workbook pages packet that you were given right before break. Those are going to be the materials that you'll need for today's lessons. So you're going to want to go back here, and once you have those materials out, you're going to want to read the story A New Year. That's the only story you're going to read today. Do not read the second story in that packet, just read the first story, A New Year. And then what you're going to do is after you read the story, you're going to scroll down in this document to the third page. So this is the first page of the document. This is the second page, and then this is the third page. And you're going to type your answers to each question in complete sentences in the boxes below. And remember to use capitalization and punctuation where needed. There are 4 questions associated with that packet, and you'll type your answers in this box. Keep in mind that that packet also has the questions listed on paper. You don't need to write them out in paper pencil either. Just type them in here because this is where I'll be able to see your work. And then what I'll do is when I go ahead and check your work, I will erase what I typed in here, and I will either give you a check mark or an X when I score your answer so you can see whether you got the answer right or wrong. And as often as possible, I'll try to give you feedback as to why you maybe got the answer wrong so that you can see where your mistake was. This is new for me too, and it's going to be overwhelming as I get started, so you may not always get feedback as to why your answer was wrong, but I'll do my best to do it as often as possible. Okay, so once you have done that, that's the first activity for reading today. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get your poetry journal out and you're going to read poem number 27, Leprechaun Paul. I know you read this in class already, but you're going to read it to yourself at least twice. If you have anyone at home that you can read it to, that's even better. Stuffed animals, a dog, a cat, a younger brother or sister, a family member, a parent, or someone who's home with you, if they're available. And if not, you can just read it to yourself. So you want to practice your fluency and reading smoothly and with lots of good expression. And then when you're done with all of the reading activities, you're going to write done in this box here. And please do not put a score in this box. I will score your responses to the questions from the comprehension story. And I will put your score in here after I check it. Okay, so math for today. We're going to be doing a new math website sometimes that I think you're going to love, and I'm really excited about it because I've actually had the chance to use it with previous classes, and I'm so excited that they're offering it for free right now. And I think a lot of you are going to have fun with it, and you're going to want to even use it more than you're required to. So it's called Reflex Math, and it's multiplication and division math fact practice, but it's all done in game format. So it's all fun games. In fact, Mr. D'Alessandro, my husband, is a teacher as well in Painesville schools, and his district uses this, and his kids love this program. It's one of their favorite things to do. So rest assured, I really believe you're going to love it. It's going to be fun. I don't think it's going to be boring at all for you. So you're going to log in at this link. And when you get there, there's going to be a series of things you need to do to get onto it. Once you've logged on once, you shouldn't have to go through all of these steps each time, I don't think, but at least you'll know how to get there. So what you'll do is you'll go onto the website, and I'm going to have to go on a little bit differently than you because I already have my information saved, so it's not going to work for me. The link will not work for me, so I am going to get there this way. If you just give me 1 second, I apologize for the delay. Oh, I guess I can do it this way. Okay, so I clicked on the link. In order to log in, you first have to type in your teacher's username. So my username for Reflex is Bellflower3, all lowercase letters, all together. So BELLFLOWER 3, Bellflower3. Once I'm in, I'm going to choose 3rd grade, 2019-20, and then you're going to find your name. It's really simple. Once you click on your name, so it's not in alphabetical order based on last name, it's in alphabetical order based on first name. So your name is going to be out of order, but just find yourself on here. And once you click on your name, you would type in your password. Your password for Reflex is going to be your first and last initial, a period, and then, or no, I'm sorry, just your first and last initial, nothing else, all lowercase. So for example, Alex Hungerford, his would be AH, all lowercase. CC Miles would be CM, all lowercase. You get the idea. And you'll see on here, I gave you an example of that. Once you're logged in, you're going to want to set a timer for about 10 minutes. You can do that through the Classroom Screen website that we've used where we set timers. Or you can set a timer at home, or if you have a parent at home who can help you keep track of the time, that's fine too. And you'll want to play math fact games to practice your facts for about 10 minutes. Those of you who have mastered a lot of your facts already, you're going to find that you can go through some of these quickly, and then it will move you on to division. So if you're already done with multiplication and you know them really well, you'll be able to move on to division quickly. Once you have done that for a few minutes, you're going to then move on to some fraction work. So you're going to watch this video here at this link to learn about equivalent fractions on this website called Learn Zillion. So when I click here on this link, I'm going to click here to watch this video about equivalent fractions. It's only a little over 5 minutes long, so it's not very long, and it's going to help you understand what equivalent fractions are, and that's going to make it a little bit easier for you to complete your math workbook pages in your packet. You're going to complete pages 93 and 94, and you'll complete them in the workbook page, on the pages, and then you're going to want to enter your answers in the box to the right. So problem number 1 in your workbook actually has 2 parts. There's 2 different fractions to type in, so you'll type in the first answer in letter A and the second answer under letter B. And then questions 2 and 3 only have 1 answer, and then question 4 actually has 3 parts that you'll answer. Because you're going to be typing in fractions, what you can do in order to do that is, let's say I was typing in a fraction and I wanted to type in 1/2. What I would do to type that in is I was to type in a 1, and then I would actually find on my keyboard, I would find the key that has a question mark and a backslash. I'm not going to hit the shift key because I don't want to make a question mark. I'm just going to hit the key by itself, and it's going to make a backslash. And then I can type in the bottom number to my fraction. So 1/2 would be typed like that. 1 is the numerator and 2 is the denominator, and the slash separates them. You can ask your families at home to help you with that. It's a little bit tricky, I know, because you may have never done it before, but that's going to be how you type in your fractions. Once you have finished with that, you're going to go here and you're going to write done so that I know that you have finished the activity for all of the math for today. And then what you'll do is you'll go back to this document later and you'll take a look. I will put a check mark or an X in each of these boxes next to your answers to indicate whether you got them right or wrong. And then that way you can maybe ask somebody at home to take a look and help you figure out why you may have gotten them wrong. Once you have finished your work in my class for reading and for math, every day that we have a Connect class, you're going to need to go and look for your assignment. So, for example, today, our first day is Tuesday, and you have PE on Tuesdays. Because Mrs. Knupp was not in school the last day before spring break to set up a Google Classroom account for PE, I'm not entirely sure how she's going to share out her assignments. So I'm going to ask that you take a look at your school email. She may send something to your families to let them know how she's going to share her work with you. Or she may even send it via your school email address. So you'll want to take a look at your school email to see if she shared something with you that way. And if I get any information from her in the meantime, I will share that out with your families so I can let you know how to access your PE assignments. The other days that you have Connect classes, music, STEAM, and art, you should have a Google Classroom page for those assignments. You'll need to go to the correct Google Classroom page on those days, and you'll need to complete your Connect assignment each of those days that you have a Connect class. Remember, Fridays we don't have Connect, we just had library, so you will not have to do a Connect assignment on Fridays. Last but not least, if you're bored at home and you're looking for something more to do, we have lots of other activities that you can work on throughout the week. Some of them, there are links to them, and some of them are just ideas for you. So hopefully you'll have plenty to do to keep you busy. And I encourage you to use this time to play at home without technology. play board games, be imaginative, be creative. When the weather is nice, get outside in your yard if you're allowed, if your families are home and they're going to let you do that. Play and have fun. This is an opportunity where, as rough as this situation is right now, it's unique in that you have more time at home. So you can have fun being a kid and doing all those fun things. So I challenge you to get outside, stay busy, be creative. Um, when you're done with your entire assignment for the day and everything is completed, it's really important that you go in the top right corner, and you won't see this on my page because it's the teacher's document, but you'll see an option to turn in your menu, if you will, or your daily assignments. And it's really important that you do that. Um, because that will tell me that it's ready to be graded. And so that way I know that I can grade your work at that point and I can leave you feedback. Once I have graded it, you will want to, at some point, either later in the evening or early the next morning before you start your next day's assignments, you'll want to take a look at the feedback that I've left for you. I'll leave you a note. I will give you scores on your work, and you'll want to take a look and check that over before you start your next day's work so that you can see what I said and see if there's anything for you to improve upon for the next day. Um, Keep in mind, if you work with Mrs. Eskins, some of the students work with Mrs. Eskins, you also have assignments for her as well, and she will be sharing those with you via her Google Classroom. Those students who have assignments for her, we can work together if you're feeling overwhelmed about the amount of work, and we can talk about what we can do about that. So just keep in mind, though, that Mrs. Eskin students, you'll need to take a look at her assignments on Google Classroom to complete those. I know that this is a lot. I know that it's a little bit overwhelming, and it's a lot to take in. I wanted to really walk you step by step through this the first time so that you feel confident on how this is going to work. And I will not be giving you this type of a video every day. I will be checking in with you periodically, and I will be giving you videos so that you can see my face and hear my voice, but not to this degree. So don't worry, you're not going to have to sit here and listen to me talk at you for 25 minutes most days. I will not do that to you. I just wanted you to be confident getting started with this and have all the information that you needed. So, whew, that was a lot. I hope you feel like you're ready and like you have the information that you need to make this work. Um, One last thing before we go, I want you to understand that I know that a lot of you, your families are still working, whether they're working outside of the home or whether they're working at home right now. I know that they have a lot on their plates as well, and that you're going to need some help from them, but that they're not always going to be able to help you right away. Um, Families, I know that this is overwhelming as you get started with doing this at home, but I want you to know that we're in this together, that I don't expect this to be perfect, that I don't expect you guys to have it all figured out right away, and do your best getting the assignments done. If a day here or there happens where not as much of it gets completed, and that happens, we can work together to make sure that we make this work. I know that we're all overwhelmed as we get started with this, and we will work together to make this work. So hang in there, guys. I miss you. I can't wait to chat with you on Flipgrid. I will be responding to all of the morning messages on Flipgrid as well, so you'll get to see my face each day that way. And I will also do my best to respond to some of your morning message comments every day so that you get a response from me at least once a week. So we will be in touch. Let me know if you need me. Email me, send me a message via class tag, whatever you need to do, and we will get this figured out. All right? I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.